How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got 3 fun and easy licks for you in the style of John Fogerty. So right now Guitar Control is giving away this really awesome daily practice routine to improve your lead guitar chops. This was put together by our very own Silvio Gazquez, a 2-time Guitar Idol finalist. This routine covers the 4 main concepts that are necessary for lead guitar: alternate picking, legato, sweep picking, and tapping. All the tabs and exercises are all included in this free ebook. There's a link in the description where you can get yours. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is from the intro for Old Man Down the Road. This one's pretty easy. It's just based out of the pentatonic and using the open strings here in the first position. So we're going to start off, we rest on the first 3 beats, and then on beat number 4, we start with the opened G string, and then on the and of 4, we go to the 2nd fret. So when I'm doing this, I'm using my 2nd finger, and it's just because here in a minute we're going to have to go to the 1st fret, just so I don't have to change my hand position. So we're going to go 4 and then the first beat of the 2nd measure is we're going to bend that up a half step with some vibrato. And then starting on the downbeat of 2, we're going to hit that note again, 2nd fret on the G string, and we're going to, that'll be 2, and then on the and of 2, we hit the open G string. So, and then for beat 3, we're going to go to the 2nd fret of the D string. And then for beat number 4, we're going to go to the 1st fret of the A string, and then on the and of 4, the open A string. So, all right, so that's the first 2 measures. And then starting on the 3rd measure, we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the low E, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger. So again, I'm just staying in this this position, so I have to switch my hand position. And we're going to go 1, and then on the and of 1, 2nd fret of the G string. So, then we're going to rest on the downbeat of 2, and on the and of 2, the open low E string, and then the 2nd fret of the D string again for beat 3. And then starting on beat number 4 is kind of where the riff starts over again. So the only thing that's different this time, we start off the same way. So we're going to starting on beat number 4 on the 3rd measure, 4 and then on this 4th measure we're going to bend that same half step bend, but instead of it being a quarter note, we're going to do it twice as 1/8 notes. And then the rest of it's the same. So. Alright, so the next one we're going to look at is the riff from Green River. So we're going to start off, we're going to hit the open low E string, and I'm playing this with hybrid picking because I just think it's much easier, and I kind of think that's the way that Fogerty played it too, but don't quote me on that. So we're going to start off on the downbeat of 1. We have a quarter note, just the open low E string, and then we've got this little dyad here. We're on the 4th fret of the G string, and I'm using my 3rd finger, and then I'm on the 2nd fret of the the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide into that. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So then the second measure starts off, has that same, so it's 1 and 2 and then this is where everything changes. So just that first part. Okay, so after we do the 1 and 2 and on the that second measure, then we're going to do this little kind of a lick here. We're going to start off. It's like a slide from nowhere, but you have to basically start on the first fret on the G string, and we're going to do that to the second fret, and then follow that with the open G string. So then we hit that, and that's on the and of 3 plus the downbeat of 4, and then on the and of 4, we're going to hit that open D string. So I got. So we hit this and 1, 2, and open A string, 3. We hammer back down to 2, and then on the and of 3, the open D string. So we've got. Then we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the low E string, and this is the downbeat of 4. And we're going to do this just slight quarter step bend, and then back to the 2nd fret of the D string. Okay, now that 4th measure is very similar. So we got the open low E string for beat number 1, and then on the downbeat of 2, it's that 2nd fret of the D string again. So 2, the end of 2 is the open A, downbeat of 3 is the hammer onto 2. So we got. Then on the and of 3 is the open D string, and then the downbeat of 4 is the 3rd fret of the low E with that quarter step bend, 4 and. So it ends the same way as the 3rd measure, and then that whole thing just repeats. All right, and then the last one to look at is the little opening sort of lick, I guess, for Fortunate Son. So this is all these notes, everything that we're playing here is on the G and the high E string, except at the very, very end of it. Okay, so starting off, we're going to start like here on the 4th fret of the G string, and we're going to pick that and slide to 6. But we're going to treat it like a slide from nowhere, so we don't want, we want, and you let that ring, so this is like 1 and 2, 3, 4. So this is the 5th fret of the high E string with my 1st finger. So that's our 1st measure. Okay, so the 2nd measure is basically the same thing. We're just going to move it down. So now we're starting on the 2nd fret, and we're going to slide to the 4th fret and pick up the 3rd fret of the high E string. So we've got so far. Okay, then for our 3rd measure, we're going to start off with the G string open and do a hammer onto the 2nd fret, and then pick up the 2nd fret of the high E string. So here I'm using my 2nd and 1st finger, 2nd and 1st finger, 2nd and 3rd finger, and then the 4th measure is going to be exactly the same thing, but instead of playing the 2nd fret of the high E string is open. And then we're going to go to the 5th fret, the 5th string. So on the A string on the 3rd fret, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger. You're going to pick that, just a little quarter step bend, and follow it with the open A string, and then the whole sequence just repeats. Okay, now the other thing with this is I'm hybrid picking this. So the notes on the G string I'm playing with the pick, and then I'm using my second finger to pluck the high E string. And then the pick to hit the A string. Alright, so there you have it, 3 fun and easy licks in the style of John Fogerty. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.